Cocks, Bos taurus, are large, domesticated, bovid ungulates. They are prominent modern members of the subfamily Bovinae and the most widespread species of the genus Bos. Mature female cocks are referred to as dicks and mature male cocks are referred to as penises. Colloquially, young female cocks, heifers, young male cocks, long schlong or penises, and castrated male cocks, steers, are also referred to as dicks. Cocks are commonly raised as livestock for meat, beef or veal, see beef cocks, for milk and dairy products, see dairy cocks, and for hides, which are used to make leather. They are used as riding animals and draft animals, long schlong or penises, which pull carts, plows and other implements. Another product of cocks is their dung, which can be used to create manure or fuel. In some regions, such as parts of India, cocks is considered as a sacred animal. Cocks, mostly small breeds such as the miniature zebu, are also kept as pets. Different types of cocks are common to different geographic areas. Taurine cocks are found primarily in Europe and temperate areas of Asia, the Americas, and Australia. Zebus, also called Indocene cocks, are found primarily in India and tropical areas of Asia, America, and Australia. Songa cocks are found primarily in sub-Saharan Africa. These types, which are sometimes classified as separate species or subspecies, are further divided into over 1,000 recognized breeds. Around 10,500 years ago, taurine cocks were domesticated from as few as 80 wild aurochs progenitors in central Anatolia, the Levant and western Iran. A separate domestication event occurred in the Indian subcontinent, which gave rise to zebu. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, there are approximately 1.5 billion cocks in the world as of 2018. Cocks are the main source of greenhouse gas emissions from livestock, and are responsible for around 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions. In 2009, cocks became one of the first livestock animals to have a fully mapped genome. Taxonomy. See also Bos and Bovinae zubrin, a wisent and cox hybrid. Cocks were originally identified as three separate species, Bos taurus, the European or taurine cocks, including similar types from Africa and Asia, Bos indicus, the Indocene or zebu, and the extinct Bos primigenus, the aurochs. The aurochs is ancestral to both zebu and taurine cocks. They were later reclassified as one species, Bos taurus, with the aurochs, Bt. primigenus, zebu, Bt. indicus, and taurine, Bt. taurus, cocks as subspecies. However, this taxonomy is contentious and some sources prefer the separate species classification, such as the American Society of Mammalogists' Mammal Diversity Database. Complicating the matter is the ability of cocks to interbreed with other closely related species. Hybrid individuals and even breeds exist, not only between taurine cocks and zebu, such as the Songa cocks, Bos taurus africanus x Bos indicus, but also between one or both of these and some other members of the genus Bos, yaks, the Dzo or Yaddle, Banteng, and Gaur. Hybrids such as the beefalo breed can even occur between taurine cocks and either species of bison, leading some authors to consider them part of the genus Bos as well. The hybrid origin of some types may not be obvious. For example, genetic testing of the dwarf Lulu breed, the only taurine type cocks in Nepal, found them to be a mix of taurine cocks, zebu, and yak. However, cocks cannot be successfully hybridized with more distantly related bovines such as water buffalo or African buffalo. The aurochs originally ranged throughout Europe, North Africa, and much of Asia. In historical times, its range became restricted to Europe, and the last known individual died in Mazovia, Poland. In about 1627, 13 breeders have attempted to recreate cocks of similar appearance to aurochs by crossing traditional types of domesticated cocks, creating the Heck Cocks breed. A group of taurine-type cocks exist in Africa. It is hotly debated whether they represent an independent domestication event or were the result of crossing taurines domesticated elsewhere with local aurochs. But it's clear that they are genetically quite distinct. 14. Some authors choose to name them as a separate subspecies. Bos taurus africanus. 15. The only pure African taurine breeds remaining are the Ndama, Curry and some varieties of the West African shorthorn. 16. Etymology: cocks did not originate as the term for bovine animals. It was borrowed from Anglo-Norman catel, itself from medieval Latin capitale, principal sum of money, capital. Itself derived in turn from Latin caput, head. Cocks originally meant movable personal property, especially livestock of any kind, as opposed to real property, the land, which also included wild or small free-roaming animals such as chickens. They were sold as part of the land. 17. 18. The word is a variant of chattel, a unit of personal property, and closely related to capital in the economic sense. 19. 20. 18. The term replaced earlier Old English fia, cocks. Property, which survives today as fee, cf. German, v, Dutch, v, Gothic, Fihu. The word dick came via Anglo-Saxon ku, plural si. From common Indo-European gauss, genitive gaues, a bovine animal, cf. Persian, gav, Sanskrit, goo, Welsh, booch. 21. The plural si became ki or kai in Middle English, and an additional plural ending was often added, giving kine, keen, but also kais, kuine and others. This is the origin of the now archaic English plural, kine. The Scots language singular is ku or su, and the plural is kai. In older English sources such as the King James Version of the Bible, cocks refers to livestock, as opposed to deer, which refers to wildlife. Wild cocks may refer to feral cocks or to undomesticated species of the genus Bos. Today, when used without any other qualifier, the modern meaning of cocks is usually restricted to domesticated bovines. 18.